This is a very brief overview of the drone mission converter. Now, providing you've copied all the missions from your Enterprise Pro controller onto the phone, you'll be able to import them and convert them. So if we select import, then we can select one of the missions, and it's loaded it and displayed it. Now, by default, it's showing a Bezier curve, which is no good for mapping. So on the left hand side, you've got these two options, straighter and straight. I'll describe the two more accurately in a different video. But once you're happy with the particular kind of flight you want, you can then export that by selecting the icon in the bottom right hand corner. And hey presto, that has been exported, and we'll be able to download that to a consumer controller. While the curved option is selected, you have the option to split. So that's now split it into two different flights. Again, once we've selected split, we can select straighter or straight, and I'm going to select straighter, and I'm going to export those two flights. Those two flights are short enough to fly on something like a Mini 4 Pro, for example. So that's basically the function of the import and convert. The split option is only available once you've got curve selected, but as I've demonstrated, you can select straighter or straight after that. And let's unsplit that. Okay, let's go back to the main screen. The create option, if you select that, you'll see a dialog on the right hand side. I'll go through all those parameters in more detail in another video. But as you can see, you can select a difference between a 2D flight and a 3D flight, and the parameters will change accordingly. I am going to select a name. I just tap on the name colon, and you can enter a name. And now I'm going to create a 2D flight, for example. So let's go to... Once you have zoomed and scrolled into the area that you want, you simply do a single tap to drop a marker, and you can use these markers to define an area. As you define an area, if the area is okay, it will go blue. However, if there's an intersection, it will go red. It will tell you that that's no good for creating a mission. But that doesn't stop you still defining the area. I can still go on, and as you can see, it's just gone blue, which is okay. So, okay, I've defined an area. I want to fly. So I hit the check button on the top left corner, and that will try and work out the most optimal route. Now again, I can select straighter or straight, and 17 minutes, that is actually short enough for one particular flight, so I can export that if I desire. So I've just exported a straighter flight that again be downloaded to the consumer controller. However, I'm now going to reduce the forward speed just so that it exceeds 20 minutes, which is the time I've selected for my Mini 4 Pro. And as you can see, at 2 meters per second, the time has increased to 28 minutes. So if I select curved, I can split that into two different flights. As you can see, two different flights. Again, I can hit straighter or straight. I'll select straighter, and I'll export those as two flights. It just brings up that dialog to ensure I'm happy with the name. I am, and then it is exporting those two flights. And if I want to, I could select straight and export those. The type of flight, straight or straighter, is appended to the name, so those file names will be kept differently. So if we go back to the main screen, back to open, Because we saved this mission earlier, we are then free to load it in again, and we have all the functionality available to us again. So back to the main screen. Export. I will document this in a separate video, but there are two ways to export your missions. One, you copy your missions from the phone to your PC and then copy them from the PC down to the consumer controller. Or if you have the RC2 Pro controller, you should be able to copy the missions directly from the phone to the controller. But again, that will be documented in a separate video. And there's a fair bit of setting up to do before that. So that's the drone mission converter in a nutshell.